Cleaning mistakes. Are you making cleaning mistakes? You might be. Whether you're a professional house cleaner, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, sometimes we all make cleaning mistakes. But if you know what they are, maybe you won't make them. We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by housecleaning360.com, and that is a 360 view of the perfect home. So if you need a service provider to come over to your house and fix something that's broken, or clean something, or help you maybe chop firewood for this winter so you don't freeze, that's where you go, housecleaning360.com. All right, now today's question comes from a homeowner. She's afraid she might be making some cleaning mistakes. She has a family, the family's not real involved in the household chores, and when she does the chores, she says, you know, I've never been trained professionally. I have no idea what it is I'm supposed to be doing when I clean my house. Maybe I'm making some cleaning mistakes. Do you have any tips? Well, yeah, I do. I have a couple of tips, and here are a couple cleaning mistakes that people make. Number one is not getting your family involved. The family should be involved in all the chores, because if you let the chores pile up and build up, it becomes overwhelming for one person to try to do. So cleaning mistake number one is not getting the family involved. Family should be involved. Everybody should learn how to make their beds and clean up after themselves and pick up their clothes and pick up their toys, pick up their shoes, wipe down the counter after they've brushed their teeth and combed their hair and used the shaving gel. Everybody should learn how to take their dishes to the kitchen sink and maybe rinse them off and put them in the dish drainer or put them inside the dishwasher. So not getting the family involved is cleaning mistake number one. Number two for cleaning mistakes is letting chores build up. Now, we just mentioned that, but what happens when you take your dishes to the kitchen sink and you just sit them inside the sink? What happens is the food evaporates. The food does not evaporate. The water evaporates from the food and the food sticks to the dishes. And now instead of it just like rinsing off, which would have been really easy at the moment, it becomes very difficult, and you got to grab a sponge and you got to put soap on it, and you use a lot more soap and a lot more water and a lot more elbow grease to try to get that dish clean after it has all that dried food on it. So if you'll just rinse it off as you go, boom, it's done. And that's easy. So don't let chores pile up is cleaning mistake number two. Number three, it's cleaning too hard. What? Who cleans too hard? Well, you know, it's really amazing because people want to do right by their families. They like to have clean, sanitary environments. And so people will clean a cupboard, for example, and they just keep cleaning it, and they just keep cleaning it, and they just keep cleaning it. When it's clean, it's clean. A cleaning mistake you might be making is you are over cleaning. Or you vacuum the floor, and now the floor is vacuumed, and you just keep vacuuming and vacuuming and vacuuming. When you're done, you're done. There's only so much you can do. It's like water boiling. When you boil water for a longer period of time, it doesn't boil the water anymore. The temperature has already risen. There's already steam. It's already bubbling. That's it. You don't need to keep boiling it. It doesn't boil the water anymore. And it's the same with cleaning. You don't keep cleaning something that's already clean. That's cleaning mistake number three. Number four is cleaning too hard, like scrubbing stains out of carpets. You see a stain, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's red wine, and you have a tendency, you want to scrub it out. I mean, like the more you scrub, the more it will get clean, right? No, not at all. What happens is you ruin the fibers in the carpet by scrubbing too hard. So the very first thing you want to do if you have a stain inside your carpet, for example, is you want to get a white towel or maybe a white paper towel, and you want to blot, just blot. And you can use your knuckles as pressure to blot, to get the dampness out, because along with that is going to come some of the color. And you want to avoid paper towels that have prints on them, because if you blot that into a wet stain, the dye from the paper towels will bleed into your carpet. And now it's worse than just the stain, because now you have a multicolored stain in your carpet. So you want to use either a white rag or a white paper towel to blot the stains out. Once it's blotted out to the point where it's almost dry, then you can go ahead and treat it with some kind of a carpet stain remover. And depending on what is inside the carpet, there will determine what kind of stain remover you use. I have one that is absolutely my favorite. I will leave links to it in the show notes so that you can see which one I use. I totally swear by it. I will recommend that you blot, not scrub. That is a cleaning mistake that you can't get away from. All right, another cleaning mistake that people make is next to the toilet. The toilet has lots of germs already, and a cleaning mistake people make is when they clean the toilet, they do not clean around the edge and the bowl of the toilet. And so if you have gentlemen in the house that stand up when they use the facilities, sometimes there's stuff back there behind the toilet that gets missed. And a cleaning mistake is that we clean the toilet and we clean the bowl of the toilet and we clean the inside of the toilet and we don't clean the floor around the toilet. That's another cleaning mistake. Speaking of the toilet, next to the toilet, a lot of times there will be things. It might be a basket of things, of books, of personal items. It might be wipes. It might be feminine hygiene products or whatever. There are all these weird little items that people keep next to and around their toilet. And when you turn the fan on overhead for the shower, a lot of times it will collect dust and the dust will fall on those things. And then those things pick up overspray from splashing from the toilet. And then it gets stuck on those things and those things are not cleaned either. So that's another cleaning mistake, is skipping the cleaning of the items around the toilet, the floor and the items around the toilet. Now, while we're at the toilet, another couple cleaning mistakes that we got to talk about are the toilet brush. A lot of people will use the toilet brush to clean the toilet and then they put it back in the holder while it's wet. And in order to let that air out and sanitize, because it's clean water, but you don't want to create bacteria in that toilet bowl brush holder. So you want to prop it up against the toilet and close the toilet seat on it so that it can air out and it can dry before you put it back in the holder. Now, while we're talking about the toilet, a lot of people will have a plunger next to their toilet and they might use the plunger to, flush the toilet and they don't rinse the plunger off. I don't know why, but that's a cleaning mistake. So next to the toilet, there's usually a bathtub or a shower or something like that. If you will take your plunger and you will rinse it off at the time of use, then it becomes clean and it's rinsed and it's ready to use again. There was a scenario where somebody came to my house. It was a repairman who used my toilet and ended up using the plunger. And he did not rinse out the plunger when he was done and it had poop inside of it. And then he put it back on the floor behind the toilet. And every time we would come into this bathroom, it smelled like poop. And we're like, what is going on? Why does this toilet smell like poop? We cleaned the toilet, it wasn't until we cleaned the plunger that we found this rotting poop inside the plunger that comes down this funny little shape. It was really awful and it was just horrific, but you got to clean the plunger after you use it. So that's another cleaning mistake. All right, that's just a few. There are probably a few more, and we may do another session on cleaning mistakes at another time. But those are just a few that will get you started. Anyway, so I hope you do not make cleaning mistakes because these are all manageable things that you can fix. All righty, and until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.